Welcome to my basic mechanical engineering playlist. Today we will discuss about Otto cycle. So let's see first of all the outlines of the session, introduction of Otto cycle, then animation of the Otto cycle, then PV diagram of Otto cycle, next derivation of efficiency of Otto cycle, and at last conclusion on efficiency of Otto cycle. So let's see. Introduction of Otto cycle. The Otto cycle is a set of processes used by spark ignition internal combustion engine. It can be the two-stroke or it can be the four-stroke cycle. An engine cycle used in petrol engines in which ideally combustion and rejection of heat both takes place at constant volume. Then it is considered as a Otto cycle. Otto cycle is example of a reversible cycle that only exists in theory. So keep in mind that Otto cycle is actually the theoretical cycle. We study the Otto cycle to understand what takes place inside IC engine. In other words, with the help of Otto cycle, we can understand approximately the cycle taking place inside the IC engine. Now, let's see the derivation of efficiency of Otto cycle. So let's draw first of all the PV diagram of the Otto cycle, that means pressure versus volume. Let's say initially this is the state 1 and this is the process 1-2. Now see the description of this 1-2 process, that is called as the adiabatic compression. During this process, air is compressed from state 1 to state 2. Both pressure and temperature increase, but volume decreases. Here you can see in this figure. So the corresponding pressure is P1 and corresponding pressure is P2. So here you can see pressure increases and corresponding volume is V1 and here corresponding volume is V2. So you can understand volume decreases. Now next process 2-3, and here you can see it is a vertical line, that means constant volume process. And during this process, heat is supplied. So let's see the description of the 2-3 process, that is known as the constant volume heat addition process. During this process, heat is added at constant volume and so that the temperature and pressure of air increase. Let's say corresponding pressure is P3. Now next process 3-4, that is known as the adiabatic expansion. The air is expanded from state 3 to state 4. Both pressure and temperature decrease, whereas volume increases. Let's say the corresponding pressure is P4 and here corresponding volume is V3 and here it is V4. Now next one, 4-1 process. That is once again constant volume process, and during that process heat is rejected. So constant volume heat rejection process. During this process, heat is rejected at constant volume so that temperature of air decreases. Thus, the cycle is completed. Here you can see these both processes are the adiabatic process and these remaining two processes are the constant volume process. Now see W net, that means the net work done. And from this figure you can understand the net work done, that is the difference of these two. So you can say it is QS minus QR. Now you know that efficiency of Otto cycle is equal to output upon input, and from this figure you can understand output is the W net and input is the heat supplied QS. Now put the value of W net, so it will be QS minus QR upon QS, and further simplification, so it is 1 minus QR upon QS. Let's say it is equation number 1. Now next, during the process 2-3, heat supplied QS is equal to MC delta T. Because of you know that during the constant volume process always heat supplied is MC delta T, where delta T is the temperature difference during the process. Similarly, you can say the 4-1 process is also the constant volume process. and so that you can say QR is equal to mc delta T. Once again here delta T is the temperature difference, and you know that T4 is greater than T1, so obviously you can say it is T4 minus T1. Now I can put this QS and QR in this equation number 1. So I can say efficiency of Otto cycle is equal to 1 minus QR, that means MCV T4 minus T1, divided by QS, that means MCV T3 minus T2. Now here MM will be cancelled, CV will be cancelled. So it is 1 minus T4 minus T1 upon T3 minus T2. Let's say it is equation number 2. Now next, from this figure, you know that 1,2 process is the adiabatic compression process. And so that I can say the compression ratio RCOM is equal to V1 by V2. Let's say it is equation number 3. Similarly, for the 3,4 process, once again it is adiabatic expansion. And so that I can say expansion ratio REXP is equal to V4 upon V3. Let's say it is equation number 4. Now from this figure you can say V1 is equal to V4 and V2 is equal to V3. So I can say RCOM, that means compression ratio, is equal to expansion ratio. And let's say it is equal to R. So finally I can say R is equal to V1 by V2 is equal to V4 by V3. Let's say it is equation number 5. Now next, as you know that process 1,2 is the adiabatic process, and you know that governing equation of the adiabatic process is Tv raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to constant. And so that I can say T1 V1 raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 V2 raised to gamma minus 1. Now from this equation I can say V1 upon V2 whole raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 by T1. As we have discussed earlier, that R is the ratio and that is equal to V1 by V2. So I can put over here V1 by V2 is equal to R. So it is R raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T2 by T1. Let's say it is equation number 6. Now similarly, you can consider the process 3,4. The same governing equation for 3,4 process. So it is T3 V3 raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T4 V4 raised to gamma minus 1. So I can say V4 by V3 raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T3 by T4. Now once again V4 by V3 is equal to R. So I can say R raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to T3 by T4. Let's say it is equation number 7. Now next, from equation number 6 and 7, I can say T2 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T4. So rearrange this term. So I can say T4 upon T1 is equal to T3 upon T2. Now I can write mathematically as T4 minus T1 upon T1. Similarly over here T3 minus T2 upon T1. Now rearrange this term. Now already we have discussed this equation number 2. So now I can put this value into this equation number 2. So I can write efficiency of Otto cycle is equal to 1 minus this is equal to T1 upon T2. Now further simplification. So 1 minus as it is, and T1 upon T2, that is equal to 1 upon R raised to gamma minus 1. So I can put it over here from this equation number 6, and let's say it is equation number 8, and this is the final equation for the efficiency of Otto cycle in terms of the compression ratio and adiabatic index. So make a box. Now the conclusion. Here you can understand as compression ratio increases, this term will be decreased, and so that the final efficiency will be increased. So efficiency of Otto cycle is directly proportional to the R. That means if you increase R, efficiency increases. If you decrease R, efficiency decreases. Write your valuable feedback in the comment box for motivating me to make more videos. Thanks my dear friends for watching this video.